we could have gotten some drink. I want to drink on here, but I have like trauma from drinking on the show
and making mistakes. Or
no,
saying
not mistakes.
Or say shit you shouldn't say.
I honestly never felt that. I feel that more at night when I get drunk and I'm just like fucking talking to people and being a fucking moron. But me and Dolo used to do shots for shares. So every share we got on Facebook, we would do a shot. And
Each of y'all would do a shot, or y'all taking turns? That's a lot of shares, I'm guessing.
We would do a shot for every. So if we got 2 shares, we would each do a shot. Right. If we got 1 share, we'd wait for the next one so we could each do a shot.
How many shares y'all getting?
Well, we were getting 40, 50, 60, 70. It kept going up. And we were drinking a bottle of tequila every fucking Tuesday. We were splitting a bottle of Don Julio. And it was just ruining my life, bro. Ruining my life. Because, like, that's in the middle of the week on my day off. Yeah. And like
I try not to drink on the certain nights so I can have like the liver that's not just completely depleted.
For me, I have to, bro. I have
Mondays,
to not
I
drink.
usually don't drink unless we have that one Monday. Tuesdays I barely drink, and Thursdays like tonight I don't have anything, so I'm not drinking.
I need that recharge. I need that fresh head when I wake up. I don't want to be
hopefully keeping a few years in our lives too.
Yeah. Even if I drink, responsibly, reasonably, 2 drinks, 3 drinks in a night, 4-hour set, whatever. There's still, I don't wake up hungover, but there's just a little something that I'm missing. It's
like
a little.
I'm trying to have a night in with a girl. I'm like, yeah, actually, I'm off tonight. Let's just chill, watch movies. She's like, okay, I'm bringing a bottle of wine. I'm like, hey, God damn it, that's not what I was trying to do right now.
and bitches hate that. I'm always like, yo, just come to the crib. Like, let's smoke and hang out and chill. And like, that's how you really get to know somebody.
Yeah.
Now, you don't have to
just
be at
like
the
guys,
crib.
girls are nervous too. So it helps them with that whole little area too. It's not just guys that want to get a girl drunk because it makes it easier to talk and make other things happen. But they also get nervous and like, man, I don't know what it's to do. I'm going to bring wine so I can at least loosen up.
Yeah.
I get it. But, that's why I use my weed.
I'm just trying to chill, baby.
Yeah, why you gotta be so aggressive?
Baby, I just want to get high and snuggle, all right?
You can be the big spoon.
You can be the big spoon. I like that.
Well, all right. Battle raps cause I've shaken grown men to the point that they can't even face their own friends. That's why they rhyme about jewels, not life, cause the ice on which they skating is so thin.
All right. You ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Let's go, baby. We're back. Strategy and Dolo Show, episode 23, presented by the Club Killers. I got my boy Chris Amez with me, filling in for Dolo. Is that the right way to say your name?
Amez.
What is that?
So it's actually short for Amezcua, which no one could say appropriately or correctly. So I just cut it in half for them because I just got sick of correcting them.
Is that Spanish?
Spanish, yeah.
Okay. Are you 100% Spanish?
No, Spanish, Mexican, and a little bit of French. But honestly, man, I didn't even know until I was like 15. I thought I was part German. My middle name is Darnell, so a little confusion there.
Darnell.
Mom was a little, didn't tell me everything.
Okay. She didn't want anybody to be able to read your name on a piece of paper and pinpoint.
It's long for sure, yeah.
She was like, I'm going to throw them off.
Yeah,
for sure.
So she threw me off for a few years.
Nice. All right, so what do you do, and how did you get started in what you do?
I hate when people say the word promoter unless that's exactly what you do. It's just a promoter.
It's got a bad rap.
Some people are a promoter, and that's what they do. But
it's kind of got a bad rap. Like, I don't even like telling people I'm a I don't even like saying I'm a DJ anymore.
Yeah, so I've always tried to stay away from it. When I was bartending, some guys at the Capones, Craig Bloom, convinced me to try this promoting thing out. I was like, man, it's pretty douchey. He's like, just do one event. You went to like 7 high schools. Everyone knows you. And I made like $1,000. I was like, okay, I'm cool with it. Let's do it.
You don't really care what the what am I trying to say? The fucking word has to do with anything when you make that money.
Yeah.
Once you get the money, you're like, I don't really care what people think.
First 7 years, it was crazy. It was fun. A lot of girls, a lot of, almost getting in trouble. But then, I started doing more like marketing gigs and staffing stuff and consulting jobs. And that's when I was like, the name's gotten kind of annoying because it's so much more than that.
Yeah. So what did you come up with? Like, what do you say when people... event coordinator. There's a lot of nicer ways.
It depends on who I'm talking to and what job I want, work with him on.
Yeah,
but I'll just say I used to laugh and say I'm a nightlife liaison basically. But,
yeah, that's a good one.
Because anybody wants to know where they want to go eat or where they want to go drink, well, I'm the one they usually text. Like I'm the one that sits out of our industry. We go to dive bars, all kinds of places. So Houston doesn't miss much on me.
Nice. Yeah. So you are, how long have you been doing it? Are you from Houston?
Born and raised in Houston.
Okay.
Got in trouble in high school a lot. Went to like 6 to 7 high schools.
You were that guy.
I got in trouble a little bit after that. And when I got out, I didn't really know what to do. And waiting tables, then bartending, managing. I owned a couple places. And honestly, when you really look at the way promoters are paid and how they do, it made sense for us to, start a group and do something. We Owned the Night was my company back 13 years ago, and we're about to do an anniversary, and I won't even say 13 years because it just starts making you feel old. I was like 10 years, I'm done. And
what do you just say? Just anniversary?
Now
There's no number on it?
I wish I could do the same thing with a birthday. I kind of do. I didn't mention the age, but people like to say it out loud, so whatever.
Yeah. You can't be that old though.
37. I'm still on my team. I'm still the youngest with HR, and with a lot of other people in the industry. I'm still in the middle age area, so I'm not mad at it.
30's the new. That's the new.
Honestly,
20.
Since 34, everything's gotten just every year is better and better.
We live longer now. Yeah. Unfortunately, so 30 is not what it used to be.
No.
It's the 30 was like midlife.
Except for girls.
Well,
sometimes
girls they age like milk, unfortunately, as well.
Not all of them though. But yeah.
Not all of them.
But we in our industry, the guys have just been able to maintain and just continue. I don't know. I feel like I'm barely at my peak.
Yeah, I struggle with that actually. I'm 31 and I feel like I'm old. Like I act like I'm old. I wake up out of bed in the morning. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, I felt older at 29 to 32 than I do now. I wake up at like 9 a.m. every morning and ready to like do some work, get everything done. Like it's weird, but I was never like that. I had the blackout curtains, try to sleep till 2, and then I couldn't do that anymore. I was like, okay, well, get up at noon or 1. Now I'm my clock in my head has me up at 8 or 9.
Well, that's good. I'm going to use that as inspiration. Hopefully, I'll feel younger at your age as well. But speaking of age, and you brought up girls, we like to talk about girls a lot on this show. I feel like girls are kind of trying to speed up the aging process, which is like counterproductive to what anybody really wants. You know what I'm saying?
Like the lip injections and
the injections and the Botox and the tanning and the titties and like everything they're doing is to like jump forward.
Well, even when you look at the girls that I remember when we were young and we went to our 18 and up clubs. And we all looked young. Like, we looked like people that should not be in a club. Like, nowadays,
everyone looks old.
Insane.
Everyone wants to look. Everyone sees these Instagram models, and they need to look like that. So
in a hurry,
though. 20, and this girl is looking a little bit more older and plump and shit. You're trying to get to there, but it's like, what happened to the slow down the aging products? What happened to that? That was always the goal, right? You want to look good and young for as long as possible. Now we're just speeding it up. I wonder what a 24-year-old that looks like a 35-year-old is going to look like when she is 35.
Yeah, and a lot of it, they get addicted to it too, and that's the scarier part. Because if you want to stop and you want to go backwards when you realize it's maybe going in a counterproductive way, a lot of them can't because they're so addicted to the. I don't know. There's an addiction to it. I've never got my lips done, so I don't know. But if I had bicep injections, I'm pretty sure I'd get addicted to that too. Yeah,
and also I think it becomes like a mental health thing. Someone in one of my group chats was talking about that today.
Absolutely.
It's like, what do you do? That's the realness. Like we like to make fun and everything, but that's the realness. Is like, yo, it's funny and you look ridiculous and blah, 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 ha, ha, ha. But like, what's really going on? There's like real fucked up shit happening. Addiction, mental health, all that. It's
wanting to be accepted.
It's wild out here. But we just cheers tequila to it and we take shots and
move on.
We try to shoot shots onto them. Me, at least. I do. Yeah. He wasn't ready. So you're not a promoter. You're a nightlife liaison. event coordinator.
A nightlife, well, a nightlife group. At this point, we were incorporated. RTB is an LLC, and we own the Nights S Corp. And call it nightlife. We own nightlife. Like, we do everything. We consult. I have 2 bars coming up in the next couple months, actually, where I'm getting percentage just for consulting and being, putting the team together, getting everything done.
Nice.
So with doing that, We Own the Night now becomes part of an entity, that owns pieces of bars. And RTB is doing similar stuff with, some of the other things they do on the side as well. So, yeah, I think we've passed the promoter spot, but do we still do promotions? Fuck yeah.
There's too much money in it, and I feel like it's kind of like the base for everything else you do.
It's the doorway. That's how they see who we are. Then they find out more about us. Then we send them our press kits, and we can let them know what all we have to, do.
Yes, that's what I've noticed from because that's most of the promoters, the good promoters, turn into the venue owners.
Yeah,
and there's a couple guys in Chicago. Shouts to Promo 7.
Our urban group in Houston, they're doing that like nuts. I mean, it's a whole different world. They're buying something, I feel like, every month.
Yeah. And and what I was gonna say is they stay in the promotion game as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
because that feeds into it. When you're a promoter, you got sub promoters, and they're bringing in young people. You want the young people because those are the people that are gonna last, and they're gonna get older.
Yeah,
they do their
finding
parties,
youth is not easy, but it's definitely necessary. So we keep in that promotion. You get to give them that while you're still running your own venue.
Yeah,
and even your venues can last 5 years, and then sometimes you have to sell it. So it's good to have that stream, and that stream's also where you meet a lot of the new people that you do the next thing with.
Yes. So how about this? This is a DJ podcast.
Yeah.
A little bit. We try and sprinkle it in there. You hire DJs, right?
Right.
What do you look for? Number one, maybe like top 3 qualities when you're looking for a DJ.
Definitely, they can play the crowd and know what to play at the right time. That goes forward. Almost all of our venues at this point, we have the better of those DJs that can at least play to a crowd.
Yeah, and hold on, before you even keep going, feel 100% completely free to shit on DJs because we do that a lot too, and that needs to be done. You need to hear from somebody who hires DJs what they don't like, what they really like. Like, you could sit here and tell me I don't give a fuck what they play, as long as they're cheap.
It's unfortunate for me because I like music that usually wouldn't probably go too well in the club. Like, I can't play all my Houston rap, and I can't go too back old school because most of the crowd we're promoting to still is the 23 to 28 year olds, and they still like the mainstream media or mainstream stuff.
Yeah, I mean, so, I knew you were a real one when I was playing Eminem and you were rapping every word off the fucking.
And it was drug ballad.
Ballad, yep.
Yeah, not one of the more common ones.
Was that Marshall Mathers LP?
Yeah, was that or was it
D12? It Slim Shady? No, it's not off D12. It's either Marshall Mathers LP or Slim Shady LP. I think it is as well. Great fucking song.
Yeah, I love that song.
And also, that is one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, because you were telling me, like, yo, if you ever want to guest on the podcast, let me know. A lot of people say that, but I knew that I'd be able to have a good, coherent, level-headed conversation with you because you respect Eminem and what he does. There's some fucking clowns out here that don't get it, or they don't know. They only know new Eminem. And if I only knew new Eminem, I'd say he was a fucking loser and he sucked too. Old Eminem though, genius.
Oh, no, I liked his new song with Joyner Lucas and stuff though.
There's a couple new ones, but
he got me on to Joyner, and I like Joyner.
He's lost his way.
Yeah, he's not quite the same.
He's not quite the same.
I don't think you could really compare.
I don't think anyone stays. I don't know any.
I've always said about
artists,
like Pac and Biggie, would they still be famous, or would they be playing some bank?
They got the newest song with fucking Britney Spears.
Yeah, exactly.
Would they sell out? That is the question.
Death sometimes makes their legacy bigger. So
that's what makes them legends. They died at the right time, unfortunately.
Yeah, he's definitely top 3 for me.
Yeah, I mean, he's a lyrical genius. All right, so sorry. We always get sidetracked. It's just how DJs. It goes. We're back to DJs. Feel free to say, like, be 100% real. If we need to shit on DJs for the next 40 minutes, I'm glad to do that.
I can't do too much shitting on DJs, but
not personally, no names.
Yeah, we won't drop names, but I mean, yeah, there's been ones that we've had on that we thought knew what they were doing. Like, man, I mean, can you not see the crowds reacting to the last song? Why'd you just go to bachata? Like, what made you do that? Like,
right.
And then there's been venues that will tell our DJs they can't play rap. I'm like, I mean, and then I'll go to that same venue, and a week later they're playing rap. I'm like, see, what the fuck was that about?
That's always been a battle. That's always a battle. If there's a shooting within 3 blocks of any nightclub, you get the mass text to all the DJs.
No rap.
Hey guys, we're not doing any more hip hop. We're only doing the house music. I mean, I just got that text, and then I go to play the venue, and it's like, yeah, play whatever you want. Hip hop's fine.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I think it's always about how well Bottle Blonde handles their stuff well. I don't say anything like that. You know who to have to be cautious of. But
yeah, of course.
I grew up more in the EDM world when I was doing this job, though. I really liked it. We were working with the bookings with Live Nation. I brought in Cascade once. Like, I was into it, and then it kind of just died out a little bit for me. Got too mainstream.
The EDM world?
Yeah, well, back when it was like, 2012, 2009.
Oh, yeah, that was when it was at its
Cascade, peak. Angel on the Shoulder, that was my time. I loved it.
And you were throwing what kind of parties at that point?
We were doing promotions for Stereo Live. I was actually doing some bookings with Live Nation and a girl named Hannah at House of Blues. So we got to do some cool stuff like Justice and Cascade and Pretty Lights when they were cool back then. I don't know. It was a few, but yeah. And then Stereo Live, we did like all the big ones, Tiesto, Armin, basically what Clay does at their pool parties.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we did all the promotions and stuff like that. Got a lot of perks out of it. It was more for the namesake. Could make good money, but we were into it back then.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna try and let this roll without cutting you off. But go ahead, DJs. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, playing to the crowd. We actually do like someone that has a following. I mean, we prefer it. If someone can bring in another couple, 20 people or whatever, just because they have a following because their shit's that good, then that's definitely a benefit to us. And then, mainly one that brings energy. You can have a good set, but you have no energy back there. You just kind of still. Like we can't really fuck with that either. It's hard to get the girls into it and the guys into it because the girls are into it when the guy in the back is just kind of just playing. And he's looking down. And
you're just up there kind of straight face. Yeah. You're not really enjoying.
He doesn't even say yes to a shot with me. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, okay, here we go. This is a nice point that we talked about before, and it comes up constantly. I mean, you gotta be a fun time.
That's part of it.
I don't want to say that you have to drink because you don't.
No, but we there's people in the industry that don't, and that's fine. And I actually respect a lot of people that are in AA and able to do industry. I think it's really commendable. But in the promoter, and I hate that word, but going back into that world, and maybe even the DJ too, I think, and it's hard to not be part of the party when the party's in front of you.
Yes, it's very hard not to drink when you're in this industry.
And then we got these RTB baddies we created, and now it's impossible. So
yeah, because they like to drink and have a good time. But if you're not going to drink, because I didn't drink for the first 25 years of my life, not a single drop of alcohol. I didn't even know what it tasted like. I was bartending in Chicago, selling beer, telling people how great it is and how it tastes. This is an amber ale. Like, I would just go memorize the fucking menu and what it said about the beer. Like, I had never had a shot in my life, beer, nothing. And I was DJing in the industry. Like, I was DJing for a long time since I was 19. So 6 years not drinking, but really like in the industry and shit for maybe 2 at 23. And you just have to have a good, like a fun or funny way of getting around it. You can't just be like, oh, I don't drink. You know what I mean? Because that's a little off-putting to people who do drink and are having fun. And I know that you don't mean it to come off this way as like, oh, I don't drink, like I'm better than you. But that's kind of how it feels. You have to have a fun way of doing it. Oh, someone offers you a shot. Yo, you don't want to see, I'll break out in handcuffs. You know what I mean? Like,
I've had one too many already, or no, I appreciate it next time around.
Yeah, have something like, yo, how about this? If a
guy tells me he's an AA, I respect it too. And I always tell all the girls with me, like, so I'm going to offer you a shot every time I take one because that's the kind of guy I am. You please feel free to say no.
Yes.
I do not want to have to babysit. I don't want to have to deal with it. Or you offered? No, I want you to say no. I actually will respect that.
Yeah, just come up with something funny.
Because I drink a little bit more than the average person when I'm running with the shots.
Yeah, our tolerance is it's high.
A thing.
You know what I mean? Man. How long have you been in this industry?
I mean, 14 years.
So you got 14,
15 years.
15 years of practice.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even when a waiter is a restaurant workers drink a lot. Yeah, man. I mean, so it started there.
You get a little shifty after work. It just goes from there. It's flowing. Drinks are half off. You're sitting at the bar. Then you're trying to get a little fuzz.
Yep.
You got to drink a little
and
more.
Then even when I bartended even when I was waiting bartending, you'd want a couple of shots because I interact with the customers better when I'm a little buzzed.
Yeah.
So it's just part of it.
And for DJing, sometimes it helps because you're on the crowd's level.
Yeah,
you are now. So. You're driving the boat, but like you're driving the boat with them. You're not like in a secluded room upstairs listening to Beethoven and reading a book and driving. Like you're fucking looking back. You know what I mean? You're in it to win it with that.
I feel like wedding DJs have it made like $3,000. They don't really have to read a room. They play all the old YMCA.
Yeah.
But when you're doing a nightclub or a party bar, like you have to be part of it. Like it's what makes the fun. This makes it.
Yeah, you have to connect with people.
I'm not saying I wouldn't hire a DJ. I'm just saying, you better have the. I mean, if you're still fun, you can be fun and sober. That's totally fair.
100%. You can, and I think you just have to know what alcohol does for you. You have to understand.
There's some bad drunks. Some people shouldn't.
100%. But you have to be able to maybe be drunk while you're DJing and say you're doing a really good job, and you're like, all right, what's happening here? Why am I doing so good? These shots, every drink I take, I give a fuck less. And I'm playing shit that I don't care if it bombs. Because that's when you really get them to the next level.
Yeah,
that's what separates you
or where you're like, whoa, where'd that come from?
DJ. Yeah. Exactly. A song that's like, should I play this? If you're sober, you're a little more like, nah, I'm not going to play that. I don't want to fuck the room up. I'm doing a good job. But when you're drunk, you're like, fuck it. And you fucking play it and it goes off. And then you're like, let's go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't be scared to upset the room. A great DJ once said this. I think it was DJ Zebo. He was like, even if you do upset the room and you ruin the energy taking a risk, that's their chance to go get a drink at the bar. You know what I mean? Everyone's having so much fun partying that they almost forget to go to the bar and get a drink.
Yeah, and the bar sales is what keep everything alive.
Exactly. If you take that risk.
There's definitely a fine, middle where it's actually it's not a problem to play that and let the people.
It's not the worst thing in the world. Money. It feels like the worst thing in the world. Your stomach drops into your nutsack. When you have a room full of people and you got them right here and you take that risk and you just fucking lose them and everyone's like, I don't give a shit about this guy anymore. You're like, oh my God, it's like a hole in your
the pressure's
fucking
on
chest.
The next song, right?
Yeah. But the more you do it, the more you kind of learn to have that backup. You're like, I'm going to take a risk on this song, but if it fails, I know this next one's going to put them right back to where they need to be, so I got it ready to go. That's kind of how I work it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you definitely throw the party, so
thank you.
Definitely someone we like working with.
I appreciate that. Yeah, it's always fun with you guys.
We have our Houston group, we rotate through it. It seems like every 5 to 7 years the group changes a little bit, but for the most part, we have the same people we work with. And we like having you on Wednesdays for sure, because Wednesdays are our fucking party, and it goes off.
Yeah, let's shouts to Wednesdays at Bottle Blonde Steak Night. The RTP baddies are out.
Yeah, so they just started. We started that group, this year, and it was one of those things trying to find hosts that were younger to bring out people, and we couldn't find any guys that were really worthy. Now we have a couple guys on the team, and they're learning under us, and I think they're getting their understanding and kind of really getting into it now. But we decided just to come up with a group of girls. If they bring out their friends, I mean, 5 girls turns into 20 girls real fast. And so that's what's kind of happened with the baddies. It's kind of taken a life of its own, to be honest.
Yeah, if you can control the girls, you can control the party.
And that's one thing I've been always able to, kind of take care of the girl situation. I was raised by women only. I've only known women most of it.
You're a gentleman.
So I know how to handle it. Also I know if I need 10 girls, put on 13, 3 of them are probably not going to make it. If you need them there at 7, tell them 6:30. I get it.
Yeah, you have to understand and accept that. I feel like that's the toughest part about working with women and that's when guys get frustrated is that 3 of them are going to bail. Don't get mad at it. Most guys are going to be like, hey, what the fuck? And then they're never going to want to work with you again. Once you understand this is just how it goes. I get it. Girls flake. It's what it is. I'm not going to get mad at them. Then maybe they'll show up to the next event. that's when you start winning. I feel like that's why a lot of guys are incapable of doing what you do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, not many people could handle it. I always had it herding cats. It's almost impossible, but we've over the years definitely made it work. So
yeah, and
the opportunities that are coming in now from it is kind of big. Some of them are pretty big, so it's cool to see where it's headed in a already pretty quick time period.
Hell yeah! Shouts to the RTP baddies. Maybe
I had them working for me at Lagoon Fest and a couple other places. Now being a bartender, it's a little bit more important than show up there. There's a little. Now I will overstaff or have someone on call, but that could be the harder part.
Well, bartenders,
especially when they're in times that 1 p.m. and they partied the last night till 4 a.m. I'm like, it's not my fault. You did 4 a.m. You had 2 a.m. cut off, so you got messed up on your own accord.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like more of a fireable offense for sure. I mean, if you're a bartender, you don't show up to work, you're gonna get fired.
Yeah,
right?
That's how it works.
That doesn't really work with models though, right? Because
it's more of like but then you have some of the badass girls, so they're gonna get a couple chances, and it's like, is it fair? No, but they bring customers, they bring in spenders, and if they mess up once, it's sometimes like, damn it, why'd you do that? I'm gonna have to yell at you in front of the staff, but you're good.
Life's not fair.
No,
and that's just what it is.
But also, it's not just the looks. It's you put in the extra work, you really kick ass, you bring in a lot of money, then yeah, you're actually allowed to mess up here and there.
Yeah. And that's how you earn it. Sometimes you got to get out there and you got to earn it.
Which, yeah. I mean, speaking of which, we're still hiring them, but we have almost too many at the time, but we'll still hire. We do interview. The interview process is actually at Raising the Stakes. If you can hang with the baddies and make it, then we'll push you on.
So if you're a bad bitch in the Houston area, Raising the Stakes, what time does it start? 7 p.m.?
We do interviews at 6 to 7, and the trials are about the rest of the time until around 11 or 12.
Yeah, this is your
announcement. Before it
gets
too crazy.
I'm gonna tell. We need diamond cut. This is what we need. We need this right here. We need what are those joints that you talk into? The fucking that
megaphone.
We need a megaphone.
We have one,
right? No, I'm saying for the edit, for the promo edit.
Okay.
We're gonna get a megaphone right here. And then it's going to be, if you're a bad bitch in the Houston area, we need you to come to Bottle Blonde, Raising the Stakes, Wednesday night, 6 p.m. Check in with my boy, Chris Amez.
Yeah, I'm always there at 6. Yeah.
Nailed it. Let's go.
Fuck yeah. I mean, hey, we're always looking to build the team. If you can make it and you can hang with them, man, then we'll figure a way to get you more shifts. That's the main thing, is trying to get these girls enough, shifts to survive on a weekly basis, which is where me doing the Lagoon Fest and all the other side gigs actually really help.
Yeah, I mean, you're working 7 days a week, right?
I mean, even nights when I'm not out, I'm working. So yeah, like my day off is still me at home doing nothing but work and computer work and staffing. And these 2 bars, I'm having to come up with a lot of concepts and a lot of different things. So it's just constant researching.
Do you ever feel like you're working hard, right? And then Monday comes along, and you're like, Jesus Christ, it was a long fucking weekend. I'm going to take this day to not do shit.
I definitely have a couple. So Mondays I will do some work from bed too. I'll even get the computer in my bed and work. But there's 1 or 2 Mondays a month I just shut down. I don't even want to talk about it.
Right?
I won't answer text messages.
It's the
if I see it's a really if I see a text come up and it's a really important one, I'll try to get to it. But sometimes I don't even want to hear my own voice.
I pretend like I'm dead on Monday. I don't answer nobody. Not even my mother. Yeah. I'm sorry. Mom, I'm sorry.
And I've told people too, leave me alone on Mondays. But right now with stuff going on, I'm working most Mondays. But once every now and then, right after my birthday, I thought I would have it. And then y'all made me go play dodgeball and fuck up my knees and I got my ass
That was
kicked.
A Tuesday.
That was after my birthday week.
Oh,
so.
Okay.
But I won't blame that. I was feeling good that day and I just sucked. we did not do good.
I unfortunately missed that. It was
fun. It was a good time.
I was looking forward to it. It definitely looked like a good time. I went to the Ozarks last weekend. Sunday night rolls around and I'm like, I don't feel great. I just spent the whole weekend just drinking, not sleeping, drinking, not sleeping, eating shit, drinking, not sleeping, trying to catch a little fuzz on the lake, not sleeping. And I was run down, so I was just feeling a little shitty. I was supposed to hop on a flight home Tuesday morning for the dodgeball tournament, and I just felt so shitty. I was like, I can't even do it.
Yeah.
But now I'm back, baby. I'm fucking back. Let's go.
Only thing I'll say, when you get older, there's a vitamin regimen you can create.
I'm on the vitamins. I'm a big Rogan guy.
I don't stay up too late. I try to get to sleep before 3. which I know in our world that's early.
That's early. Luckily in Houston, there is after hours.
Yeah, so my body seems to adapt to any city I'm in. If I'm in Miami or Vegas, like I'll stay up later, and I don't know. It's really strange. I don't get sick on vacations. I feel hungover when I get back from the vacation.
I feel like this is something new for me. I'm not a huge vacation guy. I haven't been, but now I am. Now that I'm away from my friends and my family, I look forward to the time that I go and get to spend with them. Like, you know, taking a weekend off, going on a bachelor party with the boys. So this is like a new thing to me, and I feel like I have to now figure out how to work it. Like maybe next time I might skip a boat day or something.
I took like no trips the first like 6-7 years. There was even a time period I had 7 nights a week, and I didn't even take a day off. Like it was killing me. But last like 7 years, I've been really into travel. So that's my way to get away. So I work almost all the time, so I can, you know, go out of country and
you're waiting for that next vacay. Yeah.
I'd rather do that.
Are you big like you'll get on Instagram maybe when you're a little stressed out, you're thinking about a vacation, and you'll post a vacay pic and you'll say, "Take me back"?
Nah, I'm not big on that. But you know, my vacations can either be extremely epic or extremely like I'm just going actually by myself to get away from every fucking person, because sometimes I need that.
Maybe you're meditating on a waterfall in Thailand.
Right. But there was a wedding in Cancun, and I asked 2 girls to go because one couldn't go, and then the other one said yes. So I ended up taking 2 girls to a wedding because I'm that fucking guy.
How did the bride feel about that?
And they were both cool. They're actually the owners of Rise, Sean and Jersey.
Because I got a wedding coming up. And
they knew I was that guy, so hey, they actually liked it. It was kind of cool.
Okay, maybe I'll do something like that.
I wasn't expected, so I tried to put us at a 21 and up resort, and it turned out to be kind of a swingers place, which made it even more interesting.
Go on.
So I gave her, you know, so of course this girl is Savannah. She's used to be pretty wild, and she lost her phone her first day. So she's like, well, can I use your Snapchat to post stories? And I'm like, sure. And of course, every one of them's like topless and nude and just like
she got an OnlyFans?
So I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and let you use We on the Night Snapchat. And I'll use mine. And We on the Night Snapchat at the time, we get like 30 views. I never posted from it, you know. By the end of the vacation, I was getting 32,000 views on this fucking Snapchat. Which really actually helped my marketing for the next like months. They were looking at flyers and hoping for boobs, but
it's really a proven formula.
It was before OnlyFans. Yeah, it was a good. I don't want to know when they got married.
Boobs plus social media equals views.
Oh yeah, I was getting texts from everybody. He's like, hey, keep it going.
It's a proven formula, and it's fucked up because they're trying to suppress that.
Yeah,
it's like. You know what people want to see here.
Well, that's what we did last week, the OnlyFans appreciation part. I was like, I looked all around the country. I hadn't seen anyone do it yet. I was like, man, why not do this and try to gain our girls some subscribers, throw fun party, they get to meet each other. Got to make sure you got to keep the creepers out. But we did a good job of that, actually.
Well, the creepers are the ones that pay.
Yeah, no. So one of our girls got 28 subscribers in one night for, you know, $30 per piece.
$30 a pop.
That's probably a big buying night. Stuff on top. I'm like, good for you, girl.
That's a big night. Yeah, the subscription is just... That's the foot in the door.
Yeah. There's more to it.
Baseline.
So yeah, I hear they're trying to get rid of it, or the nudity part of it.
On OnlyFans?
Yeah, I've heard that they're getting in trouble, but I don't know. They'll probably fight it.
What do you mean? How is that even? That's their whole business model.
I think it was the way they started their business. I don't know. Someone was telling me about it. And,
I hope that does. If that happens, I have no hope. I have no hope for anything to move forward in the future. This is what the people want. They want to be able to see.
How's your experience with Patreon? Is it is it good? Is it
Patreon? I've had only incredible experiences with, but I made sure to read the terms and conditions very closely. Nudity is allowed. Pornography is not allowed. So I make a very clear point to it's only naked girls in the club. You know what I mean? It's not like naked girls fingering themselves in the club. Always get permission from the girls, but the whole thing, ever since I started, anything I've done on the internet that involved girls was no face, no case.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I've actually heard girls say that too.
I'm not putting your face in it. I want you to be able to dump your titties out and feel like the queen of the fucking night because everyone's fucking into your
very
titties.
Amazed at how you're able to get so many people do that. I was like, man, what the fuck is this? I don't even get it.
Because it feels good for them. It's like you got a great body. It feels good to show it off. It feels good to be wanted, to be desired. And it only goes south when your face is in it and people find out that it's you and they start shaming you.
Which is what
that's
I guess
when the
girls
shame
go
comes.
wild when went kind of the wrong direction with, huh?
Well, I think that guy got in trouble for tax evasion.
Yeah.
I'm sure a couple girls sued him. But yeah, my whole thing has been no face, no case. Like, do this and feel good about it, and also feel good about the fact that if you really care, some girls don't give a shit. Like, I'm like, your face isn't going to be in it. They're like, I don't care. I have an OnlyFans with 30,000 subscribers. They've all seen the inside of my pussy lips. Great. But the ones that care, I'm like, yo, your face isn't going to be in it. And they're like, I'll send them the video beforehand. If it's a girl that I don't really know, because like, I don't want any problems. This is all fun. I'm having fun. You should be having fun. If you're not, you don't be a part of it. The people that are watching are having fun. It's not like people on there commenting like, look at this fucking fat whore. You know what I mean? It's not like a hateful thing. That's what I like about Patreon, is it weeds out that.
Yeah, that's
you
good.
get that on
that's
regular
a lot of
social media. You get a lot of hate. Once you put a price on it, that's when you get the people that actually want to be there and they enjoy what they're looking at. So I've had the most amazing experience on Patreon, and I'm just looking forward to what it brings to the future. Yeah. So speaking of that, patreon.com/partywithstrategy. Drop a little subscription on your boy.
I mean, shit, I'm going to go do it now.
Let's go, baby.
But, you know, thinking about making our own, but I was like, man, I don't know if to do this. Maybe RTB baddies can have their own.
RTB baddies could have their own. And listen, if
but
you need someone to run that.
They do more making out than they do.
Yo, there's girls that have OnlyFans that only post pictures of their feet. Like, there's guys will pay.
Well, actually, some of my model friends literally just do their behind-the-scenes modeling. You don't even see nudity. And they're making a lot of money.
They make a lot of money. Listen, if you need someone to run that division, if you guys want to open up a new division, we'll talk. I'm ready.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll definitely talk about it.
Yeah. So, I wrote a couple questions out, a couple thoughts that I had just for moments like this when we don't really know where we're going. This is what me and Dolo like to do. Being a promoter or someone that works at multiple venues, most people in nightlife only work at one place. Right. They're hired as a W-9 employee or 2 or whatever it is, and they work at that place, and that's it. And a lot of venues don't like when their employees go to other places. This is something that a promoter or a DJ or who else would have to navigate through this? I don't know, whatever. Like juggling relationships with multiple venues. You want to work here and here, but these two places don't really like each other that much. So now you gotta do a dance. Do you experience a lot of that?
We not a lot of it, but it comes up. It comes up a good. Well, I would say it does happen a good amount. It's sad, but back when I remember when I first used to the industry, when I first got into it, the bars, the clubs, and the restaurants all kind of hung out on industry night, and there was like a big cohesive like family, and it kind of broke up at one point. I think maybe it was between clubs becoming more clubs, because back then our clubs were in like fucking shopping centers and they weren't that big and they weren't nice. They were
little
just
mini malls.
Yeah, it was just kind of bullshit.
I've
but
seen
still,
a couple of those. That's like a Houston thing.
It was.
We never
didn't
really
have
seen that
like
before.
clubs until like the Clays and Spires and all them.
Okay.
So they were called clubs, but we had stuff like Pandora and Chrome. Chrome was a club, but. Relationships, that's what's good about having a group like our size, is that we have 4 of us. So if I don't get along with an owner, someone else in the group can talk to them. But normally I'm pretty good with most of the owners. I've been in the industry for a long time. Yeah. I understand the management side. I understand I understand its expense doesn't make any sense. Let's, do this and this to combat it. So normally for me, owners, dealing with owners isn't a problem. There are times when we have to move our promotion or leave. It's been 3 years and it's dying and something like that. And those are sometimes rough times. There is one bar we got into it pretty bad with. I will leave their name out of it just for hell of it. But
let's spice it up.
They tried to sue us for $1 million for taking our name, raising the stakes, and it was our name. We'd been doing it for 6-7 years before them. So
they tried to sue you for $1 million?
Yeah, which I guess it was $250,000 each in the group, but yeah, $200 each.
That's a lot of money.
So my lawyer wrote them back something legal, and they never responded, and they were done. That was it. They were just seeing if they would possibly can win the name.
They just
we've had this promote for 8 years, and you're year 4 or 5.
They just wanted to put their dick on the table.
They wanted to see if they could actually scare us.
Yeah.
Not gonna.
How do we get you to drop their name on here? Listen, I'm trying to get some views here. I'm trying to spice it up. I'm trying to get heated.
I just said raise the stakes for like year 5, year 4, so wasn't.
I got to go do some research.
Wasn't the last place, and it wasn't Dahlia. It wasn't.
What's
Lincoln.
Dahlia? See that I don't even.
So Dahlia
really...
opened up during like right before COVID. We lasted only 3 or 4 months because COVID shut it down multiple times.
Where was it at?
Their drama is inconsistent in there, and now they have new ownership trying to get open under the name Bloom, but still haven't been able to actually make it happen. I'm still part of their marketing team, and I'm still hoping they actually open. It's a really pretty venue. And our Wednesdays actually did really good there too. If COVID ever happens, there's a chance we're still there and not at bottled. And that's how weird everything is with COVID.
Yeah.
It changed everything.
Bro, I don't even feel personally. I don't even feel like anything that happened before COVID was real life anymore.
It's so strange.
I have a hard time like when I'm thinking about things that happen, like memories or my past or anything. It's like I'm flipping through scenes of a movie that I watched maybe like a couple months ago. It's like fuzzy and down. Like, did that really happen? Is this, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's the same for you.
Yeah, it's very much similar.
It's so weird now. It's so weird, bro. I'm like,
they're trying to bring it back again. I know there's people getting sick, so I'm not trying to be like, but damn.
Yeah, I'll say it. What don't you want to say? Because I'll say it.
It sucks because one of my teammates have it right now, and I know he's going through it. So I would say
it's real.
I hate how we've responded to it. I hate how the country is done.
100%.
Handled it from the beginning all the way to now.
Yes.
So that would be my main thing because I know people that have died, and I know people who have been sick, and
it's
HR.
definitely a real
I hope we get
thing.
better soon, so I know it's real. But I don't know. I just think everything was handled so poorly.
Terribly.
Yeah.
Terribly. But I will say, and I was talking about this with a couple of the homies over the weekend, while the quarantine was happening and everything, I felt like the worst time of my life. I'm like, what? Like, this is crazy. It's so unreal. Were you in
Houston or were you in Chicago?
I was in Chicago.
So that was even worse for y'all.
Yeah,
we actually had it probably the best.
Oh,
we were
100%.
still bitching, but we had it the best.
Yeah, but it was a complete flip for me. I can't DJ, I can't work. I'm on unemployment. They fucking juiced up the unemployment, so I'm getting a G a week, which is I'd rather be working making money, which is why I came to Houston. I stopped doing that when the opportunity presented itself. But for the time being, for that being what it was, bro, I had a girlfriend. I wasn't doing a goddamn thing, and I was getting paid for free. Like, I'm playing video games all day with the homies. My girlfriend's making me dinner while I'm playing. It was amazing to look back at now. Now I look back at it, I'm like, Jesus, like that was the greatest life I could have ever had. I'm just fucking eating cookies that she's making while I'm playing Fortnite, and then we watch the Ozarks. And like, what?
This is my
incredible.
Shit. I'm getting paid for this?
Yeah, I'm like,
which is why so many people didn't want to go back to work.
This is like, how do I get back to that? Now I'm thinking like, okay, let me work and get my money right and make investments and do all these things just to get back to that. Like, that was a little taste of like retirement, I feel like. You know what I mean?
If that's the taste, then that's not too bad a way to think about it then.
Bro, I was like, yo. Shit was lit.
Yeah, first 2 months. So I got set up on the couch like I was never gonna leave. Hadn't played fucking video games in years, so we got the PlayStation. I took one of the big TVs from Dahlia, which I can say that now because the owner's not the same owner.
Hell
so,
yeah! Let it out.
Had the huge TV, had PlayStation, had all the weed I could possibly smoke. Probably smoked more weed than I've ever smoked since high school. Since high school. And then after a month, I got bored. I just wanted to do something. And so we opened in Houston for a little bit, and then we went back down. And that's when we were allowing like 50% for restaurants. And I found Chapman and Kirby and was able to do 4 events in a week where I was letting every bar come and have their night. And like, hey, let your bartenders come bartend, bring out your crowd. And actually, I made more money during quarantine than I fucking almost ever. It was fucking insane. I was making killing. Bars, I was also giving a percentage to the bars. The bars were happy. The staff was happy. Everybody was happy. I was like, this was great.
That was a big thing when me and Dolo first came here was they let restaurants open at 50% capacity. And on top of that, they gave nightclubs an opportunity to get a restaurant license by having a food truck in their parking lot. If you didn't have food in your venue and couldn't get a restaurant license, you could have a food truck in your parking lot and get a restaurant license. That was crazy to us that the city was like giving a life raft to the nightclubs so that they could open. Because in Chicago, it was like, hey, shut down or you're going to get a ticket. If we find out you're open, you're fucked. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And then we come to Houston, and the city is trying to help their residents.
Yes, I tried to tell everybody in Houston we had it better than everybody else did. And most of us just bitching. And I understand. I mean, we all had reason to bitch at some point, but we had it way better than the others did.
That was lit. When I saw that, I was like, this is a good place. I like the way that this is, when people help each other out, that's how you win. That's how you succeed.
Yeah,
and look at fucking Houston. They were open for months and months and months before everyone else, and they're doing better. There's not more deaths. There's not more cases. None of that bullshit, because we found out that it's not about being locked up in the crib.
Yeah, it doesn't help. It
doesn't help.
And then you go grocery shopping, and it's like, everybody, every time you touch your gas thing,
everything was controversial. But honestly, I don't even want to talk about COVID. I fucking hate COVID.
But I will say, we threw I threw 2 dope ass underground events during the lockdown, like completely against the law. And man, they were fun. It was at strip clubs, and so it was old school promoting. So like no social media, just text message,
little fucking flyers on the cars.
Not even that. We just texting, and we fucking killed it, man. It was
good,
pretty fun.
Dude. Good. I said that.
It was cool because no one had been out, and everyone was just like, "This is the coolest shit." Like you had to have a password to get into the back where the party was. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's good fucking shit. I like that. I said when
I'd always wanted to do those kind of parties, and like Coey kind of presented that situation. I was like, well, now I can.
When we were here and people were still locked down in Chicago, but they were throwing illegal parties, I felt like I was missing out. I wanted to be a part of that. I want to be able to tell people, yo, when they tried to fucking stop us, we didn't stop. We were out here doing illegal. You know what I mean? I don't have a story like that now, and I'm a little upset about it.
Yeah, we got ours done for sure.
Good for you.
And yeah, we actually survived the second part of COVID really well. The first half, not really. I mean, it was just boring, making money on the couch.
I mean, you gotta get your money right. If there's one thing that all that shit told you, it's make sure your money's right. Get yourself a little safety blanket.
Yeah, I will give COVID that. It got me better at my own finances, taxes, doing like my statements and taking, EIDL and knowing how to actually take care of it, and like loan forgiveness. Like I learned so much more than I knew before. So I would say actually, it benefited me in a lot of ways in business. So.
Yeah, like any situation, there's good that could be pulled out of it if you want to work hard enough to find it.
Yeah.
If you want to just be a little bitch and wear your mask and curl up on the couch and hope
Which
that
a lot of people
throws
did,
money at you.
Victim state.
Yeah, we're big on victims here. Yeah. We love being the victim.
I can't do it.
We love it here. And when I say here, I'm talking about America, not on the goddamn Strategy and Dolo show. Not today, not tomorrow.
Never.
I feel like this one I need Dolo, because I could get him going with. He gets emotional. He gets revved up. Yeah. Yeah, we need to start, dude. I want to be able to I need to get a new fucking system. I've been saying this, but I'm gonna fucking do it, where I could plug in a third mic, and then we could just get real rowdy.
Yeah, you and Dolo just have guests.
Yeah, we'll have a little interview. We had a show when Facebook Live first started. Was when we started our show. It wasn't a podcast
was this
necessarily.
Before COVID?
Years before COVID. This was like 2016.
Were you able to do the show during COVID too, or no?
We did the Quarantine Supreme Stream Team show every day during COVID. We did a 24-hour stream.
Wow.
24 fucking hours we streamed, bro. We had people buying us
alcohol.
We were getting drunk. Nice. We had people ordering us pizzas. Our homie Chris from fucking Ciroc dropped off Ciroc bottles, a case of Ciroc water, shirts. Like, dude, that was one of the most fun experiences I ever fucking had.
Because that's when OnlyFans blew up too.
We were doing squats for dollars.
Oh yeah.
So we would we was on Instagram Live, and we tap in with one of the female homies that wanted to make some money, and every dollar that we got donated through like our Cash App or whatever, they would have to do that many squats in their fucking thong at home, and we're fucking hyping it up. We're throwing money and shit, dude. It was a good time. Me and Dolo.
The best of it.
We love this shit. We love getting in front of the camera and just being fucking morons.
I'll have to see Dolo get more into it. I haven't really watched Dolo on this show, so.
Dude, he's good.
Yeah.
He's fucking good, bro. He's good.
It's a good team, though.
Yeah, it's a good time.
You know,
I love it.
I don't know what it takes to get 3 mics, but I mean, yeah, it definitely seems like a good idea.
I mean, I have the third mic. I just literally need a different piece of hardware. It's nothing. It's really nothing. I just got to stop being a lazy fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
I mean, that's it. Unless you have anything, I always ask this to people when I have guests on the show, and it never comes off the way I want it to. I'm still like trying to figure out how to word it, so I'm going to try again. And I'm sure Diamond Cut, who watches all of these, has seen the evolution of this.
Okay.
But it's like I listen to a lot of podcasts, and obviously I have a podcast. So something that runs through my mind constantly when I'm thinking of ideas or creating or whatever, something that pops into my mind is like, this is something that I would like to talk about if I have the platform, right? If I'm on a podcast, whatever. I don't know if regular people feel that way. Like, does that ever happen to you? Do you ever get like a thought and then you're like, damn, if I was ever on fucking Joe Rogan's podcast, this is what I'd talk. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, do you have anything
and
like that?
But it sucks. Like, those are the moments where like I wish I could say them, and then I forget them when it comes up.
Yes,
like,
you have to write it
It's like
down.
when you see a movie and that's a great response, and then the response time comes up, and I'm just like, I know I have a response for this answer.
Yep.
It always happens to me too when I'm looking for restaurants. Like, I'm always like, I'm gonna go to that restaurant every day, and then I'm trying to think about when I get hungry, I'm like, where do I want to go eat?
That's a good comparison. That is a very good
Happens
comparison.
to me every time. So yeah, writing it down would be smart. So
Yes.
I'm gonna start taking notes in my phone.
That's exactly the Notes app.
I tell
That's
people
what
I text
do.
myself more than I text anybody.
Yes.
This is literally how I do it.
Yes. That's it. Yeah, you got to write it down. And I still even struggle. I know that I have to write it down, but sometimes I don't. I still like, it's almost like a test to yourself.
Yeah.
You're like, I'll fucking remember this.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah. But no, just stop being a moron.
You big into the
Write
Joe
it
Rogan
down.
though?
I fucking love Joe Rogan.
He's the
bro.
shit. He's my favorite too.
I'm like, I don't want to be that guy because like, you know that guy.
Yeah.
No one wants to be that guy. But I can't not be that guy. He's the fucking best.
He's the
fucking man.
And there's the thing where he came from too. Like he was fucking on the Man Show. Was that his original?
No. He was on Fear Factor.
Fear Factor
back in the day. Yeah. And it's just like,
was he on the Man Show too? The one where the guy, the old man would chug that beer.
He might have been on it like as a guest. I think he was. But yeah, the Man Show was what? I think it was Jimmy Kimmel.
Dougstown Hope.
No, it was Jimmy Kimmel. There was two hosts. It was the guy from Dirty Work, Adam Carolla, right? Yeah. And I think Jimmy Kimmel.
Might have been.
Me and Dolo used to watch those, bro. But back, when we were doing our show, that was one of the things we were like, we got to bring like Man Show energy. Like we got to, that was the shit. We got to bring that back.
Yeah, I remember all
So
that.
I remember
That shit was fun.
going to the thrift store and getting fucking those DVDs. I probably still have them at the crib back home. But
yeah, Rogan.
It's like not just Rogan. I listen to a lot of podcasts, especially since I've come to Houston and I don't have a core group of friends and like I'm still getting acclimated and everything. Spend a lot of time at the crib, whatever, doing shit outside, jogging, walking, running, whatever it may be. I listen to tons of fucking podcasts, and it's like, that's kind of how I lived my entire life. I feel like how I got success in anything that I've ever done is listening to the people that are successful that tell you how they got their success in real life.
Listening to like Gary Vee and stuff like that too. I like the positive shit as well.
Yeah, I mean,
because that's you learn from people's mistakes and their successes.
It's almost not even like listening to the words that are coming out of their mouths exactly. Like it's not like on some motivational like Gary Vee, this is what you have to do and pump you up type shit. But it's just finding someone who you like and you can idolize and be like, I want to be like that one day. I want to have that money. I want to have that job. I want to have that type of success, whatever it may be. A podcast is hours of them just sitting there and talking. So it's not necessarily the words that they're saying. It's how they're saying them, how they come up with those words. You're watching their mind work in a conversation with someone else. Like that's how I feel about it. I just
is non-scripted a big part of it?
Yeah, it's never scripted. I just gain.
Did Howard Stern kind of start that way? Was that he like one of the originals in that?
Definitely. I mean, Howard Stern's still a radio show, and I couldn't even tell you the real difference between them. I think radio shows have a little bit more of a script or like
Probably have something to run off of.
Not really a script, but like a way that you go with it or skits that they're doing or whatever. But like a true podcast is like this. Yeah. We didn't discuss anything that we were going to say. I have 3 things written down here that we've gone over at slow points where I'm like, all right, let's fucking juice it up a little bit. But yeah, it's a conversation. It's you saying something and then it reminding me of something or you know, whatever it may be. And then now we're off on a tangent. I'm like, oh shit, what about this? And you're like, oh yeah, that. And that's how you get to see how someone's mind works. Right. You mention a word and then you see which word I picked to now play on. That's how my mind works, you know?
Yeah.
Or maybe I got too high before.
No, I don't know. No, that's what I did because I know only podcast I've been on. It's always been, you know, over like 4 shots of tequila, not drunk, not sober.
Yeah.
So this time I was like, I'm just hitting this weed pen as much as I can beforehand. Yeah. I'm not gonna go drink at home alone just to go to a podcast.
Yeah. I mean, we could have gotten some drink. I want to drink on here, but I have like trauma from drinking on the show
and making mistakes. Or
no, not mistakes.
Or say shit you shouldn't say.
I honestly never felt that. I feel that more at night when I get drunk and I'm just like fucking talking to people and being a fucking moron. But me and Dolo used to do shots for shares. So every share we got on Facebook, we would do a shot. And each
of y'all would do a shot, or y'all taking turns? That's a lot of shares, I'm guessing.
We would do a shot for every. So if we got 2 shares, we would each do a shot. Right. If we got 1 share, we'd wait for the next one so we could each do a shot.
How many shares y'all getting?
Well, we were getting 40, 50, 60, 70. It kept going up, and we were drinking a bottle of tequila every fucking Tuesday. We were splitting a bottle of Don Julio, and it was just ruining my life, bro. Ruining my life because, like, that's in the middle of the week on my day off. Yeah. And like,
I try not to drink on the certain nights so I can have like the liver that's not just completely depleted.
For me, I have to, bro. I have
Mondays,
to not
I usually don't drink unless we have that one Monday. Tuesdays, I barely drink. And Thursdays, like tonight, I don't have anything, so I'm not drinking.
I need that recharge. I need that fresh head when I wake up. I don't want to be...
Hopefully keeping a few years in our lives too.
Yeah. Even if I drink, you know, responsibly, reasonably, 2 drinks, 3 drinks in a night, 4-hour set, whatever. There's still, I don't wake up hungover, but there's just a little something that I'm missing. You know, it's like a little.
I'm trying to have a night in with a girl. I'm like, yeah, actually, I'm off tonight. Let's just chill, watch a movie. She's like, okay, I'm bringing a bottle of wine. I'm like, hey, God damn it, that's not what I was trying to do right now.
and bitches hate that. I'm always like, yo, just come to the crib, like let's smoke and hang out and chill. And like that's how you really get to know somebody.
Yeah,
you don't have to
just
be at
like
the
guys.
crib.
Girls are nervous too, so it helps them with that whole little area too. It's not just guys that want to get a girl drunk because it makes it easier to talk and make other things happen, but they also get nervous and like, man, I don't know what to do. I'm gonna bring wine so I can at least loosen up.
Yeah,
I get it, but that's why I use my weed.
Yeah. I'm just trying to chill, baby.
Yeah, why you gotta be so aggressive?
Baby, I just want to get high and snuggle, all right? Just
you can be the big spoon.
You can be the big spoon. I like that. Let's fucking switch it up. Equality, progression. That's what we're all about here.
It's supposed to be, right?
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Trying to find a girl in this industry is so hard because they got to have the same drive as you.
Bro.
They always want your time and attention. And it's like, man, I need you to have a job, or I need you to like be in the same industry and be working just as much as I am. I'll put you to work if you need to. I'll give you a shift every day of the week. It's not because I don't want to be around you. It's because I need to have my time to, get to where I want to be. I'm happy with my progression, but I want to see it still go further.
Yes. It's hard. And a lot of girls can't decipher. I'm sure you go through this too because your work involves being around a lot of hot women and interacting with these women and posting and pretending. I pretend a lot to be like, the guy that gets laid every night. Yeah. That's what you want it to look like on the internet, right?
Yeah, to half the people you want that to look that way, the other half you don't, and you're trying to live in the middle.
Most people believe that. Most people believe everything they see on the internet, which blows my fucking mind to pieces. Yeah. Blows my mind to pieces every time. I wish I was getting laid every single night. I know it looks that way.
Yeah,
I'm trying to make it that way.
I can say the same shit.
But no, honestly, it's.
But I mean, then you get like the good staff, and then you're like, okay, well, that girl's off the list. I can't do that because she's too important to us now, you know. And
Yeah.
So I have my way of going about it, but
Yeah. This is your time to tell everyone how actually sweet of a man you are. You open the door for your women.
I actually am a good dude, but I've had my moments. Fuck, we all have. This industry, you get drunk, you get stupid.
Yeah.
So I try to just keep those moments to a minimal.
Yeah, I try to pretend to be the biggest piece of shit that I can be.
It works for you.
So that, you know, when you do something nice, people are like, blown away. They're like,
Yeah.
what?
Most girls, when they meet me, they're like, you're not what I expected.
Yeah.
Like, well, you've been watching my story, huh?
Yeah, you believe everything you see, huh? You're one of those. And then that's when I'm like, all right, fuck this bitch.
And then the douchebag comes out anyways. Still a promoter.
Exactly.
Don't forget, I'm still a promoter.
Comes back full circle. Now I really am an asshole. All right. Should we wrap it?
Well, I'm in good, yeah.
You normally wrap it?
I don't know.
You're not a rapper, huh?
Not really, but
You're not a rapper,
depending
huh?
on the person. But
I'm like the baby. I'm a fucking rapper. Nah. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Appreciate it, man.
Make sure you like, subscribe, comment on the YouTube. Check out Strategy and Dolo at Strategy and Dolo on Instagram. Club Killers are the shit. What do you got that you want to plug? You have like 16 companies.
Man, yeah,
If
it's so
you
really
may
hard
want
to
to grab
go,
a pen and paper for this one.
We're gonna try to keep it simple. You know, just follow me on Instagram, Chris Amez TX. We Own the Night is One Houston. RTB Event Group is RTB Event Group. Raising the Stakes is our Wednesday night at Bottle Blonde. And then if you don't want to miss the girls, man, RTB Baddies, definitely go follow them. Yeah. It's a pretty fun page to follow.
Yeah, if you're
looking, not quite on strategies level maybe, but it's almost there.
Well, here's the thing: if you're like me, if you're anything like me, and I got to assume if you're watching this, you're something like me. You're always looking for new women to follow on OnlyFans because OnlyFans.
We actually have a highlight on our page for the girls of RTB Baddies on OnlyFans.
It's my favorite platform. So if you need some new girls to follow on there, and you don't want to follow the girls that the other girls that you're already following are pushing to you in your inbox. You fucking sickos.
That event went so well that
AJ's
been talking about, man, us doing it, maybe doing it in Dallas and maybe Scottsdale.
Hell yeah.
I want to take it to other places. I think I figured a better way to even do it, so I think we could make it even a bigger party.
Hell
But it was fucking fun last Wednesday for sure.
All right, good. I'm excited. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Thanks for fucking joining us, filling in for Dolomatic. And
whenever you get those 3 mics on, let me know. I want to come back and I'll be ready with some down stuff that I'll definitely bring up.
We'll do it again, and we'll have some drinks too. We're not gonna go crazy. We'll have a couple of drinks. You know what I'm saying? We'll get a little loose. Maybe I'll smoke a cigar in here and get a lease violation. Who knows? All right. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next time. Let's go, champ.